I've just made a slight mistake here and accidentally cancelled that stream. But alright, so we have the lights here and green flag racing as Mark takes is in P first, Chaz at P2. I think Chaz might have a look up the inside. We are at Dubai, I do believe. I didn't really look. Mark here in P1. Nemesis is taking P1 now as we are watching Mark. So Nemesis is in P1, followed by Chaz, and now Mark's dropped back. Beaver Black will be hoping for a better race than the last one. There we go, that's what we want. Okay, so as we look here at where's your Merchant Largo there is now battling with Beamer Black. We'll see how this battle unfolds. Beamer Black goes for a switchback around that sweeping left-hander. Now there's Murcielago with the inside. So go back up the field here. Nemesis is still leading the pack. See how long he can hold it for. He's got Mark and Chazza right up behind him here as Chazza goes for a move on Mark. We'll see how this one pans out. Mark's right up behind him here, as you can see from the onboard, and a bit of a tap there. Don't think he's going to like that one too much. But we'll follow on Mark's on bottom cam here as we go down the straight, see if he can utilise this slipstream and try and get a bit of a dive down on the inside. He has a look. Oh, look at that there! Chazza hits Nemesis hard, and Nemesis seems to recover okay from that. Now we have Chazza. That was brutal. But Chazza here looked like he was having a look at the inside there. And as you see, these four cars running in really just two sets of two. Chaz is still P2. Chaz comes out wide. He's looking maybe to go around the outside here on Mark. He can't get up alongside. And goes for the switchback. Does he get it? Mark's going to have the inside for the next turn. They're all still four cars now. All competing for the same piece of tarmac here. And we have Nemesis here right up behind Mark. He's going for a move on Chazza. Murcielago, who's going to try and get into the mix here, maybe go around the outside or get a move on Nemesis. And he's gonna, might even get, if he's lucky, he might even get Chaz here, but I don't think so. Oh yeah, Murcielago's coming to the inside. He's going to get Nemesis here around the inside and maybe get to have a go at Chazza here, but Nemesis has got the inside for the next turn. Nemesis will have they're still pretty well side by side. Nemesis is going to have the inside. It's a great battle to watch here, and Nemesis takes that position. But Murcielago is coming up alongside too, so Murcielago takes the lead now. As you see here, if you go up the order a bit here, Chazza might have a look to dive, maybe under the late brakes, but no, he doesn't. Nemesis got Murcielago on the brakes, but Murcielago comes back on the inside, slightly off track there, nothing too bad. As we go back to Nemesis, as he's up alongside Murcielago, Murcielago gets a nice hit. That apex looks pretty sweet there. And we have Beamer just back here too. Don't have to forget about him. Okay, we have Chazza lining up a move on Mark. He does a little feint to one side and the left goes to the right. Can't quite get him there. Comes around this nice right-hander. Mark goes a little bit wide and Chazza's going to hopefully maybe take advantage of that. Chazza goes to the inside. Mark's on the outside there, manages to hold it. This is brutal. We have coming back here to Nemesis and Murcielago. Not much is happening here at the moment. Murcielago's managing to hold it, but Chazza here goes for a deep dive and they make contact. They make contact there. It was Chazza comes out with the lead. Murcielago's got him on the inside and more contact. And he flips. Chazza has flipped, so that's not going to help. And Beamer nearly took out Chazza there. Alright, so let's go back up here. We have Murcielago now in P2, but the race is just completed. So it's been so it was Mark P1, Murcielago P2, Nemesis in P3. So that was right at the end there. Chazza just pushed it slightly too hard and flipped his car. Mark was probably pretty lucky to get away with that. And you nearly saw Beamer also just smash straight into the Chazza there. All right. Alright, so we're going to the Hockenheim International Grand Prix. Very, very fun track to drive on around Germany. Can produce some great close racing, and I look forward to this one. We see the race start, 15 turns, 3.69 kilometers of racetrack here, and some very sweeping turns. Are great if you look onto that sector 2 where the green is, where it joins on from sector 1. Some great chance to overtake there as you hit the brakes hard down that straight. But we are trackside now and the race is about to start. And as we just ride on from the back here a little bit, maybe from Chaz's POV, I think, just so we can see those lights. Just waiting for the other guys to ready up essentially now, and once they're ready, the race will start. So we've still got what has happened there. So just a small technical difficulty there. Not really sure what just happened, but we should be back there momentarily. And so don't forget, guys, that the Project Cars 2 Formula C season will start, I think, off memory. I think it's 10 races consisting of 2 races, or 10 weeks really, 2 races per day on the same track, both with 5-minute qualifying and 15-minute long races each. And that starts at this Wednesday, over in the UK, UK Europe area, around 8:30, or if you're over here like me over in Australia, then it's 7:30 on a Thursday morning. Obviously the time difference works there. Just waiting for those guys to finish that race, so that shouldn't take too much longer. Alright, welcome back. Now we are going to the Red Bull Ring here in Austria. Probably one of my favourite circuits, to be honest. It's a really great track. Very simple, only 10 turns, but a length of 4.32 kilometers. It's an awesome track. We've got clear weather, as you can see there. It's an awesome track. Very short lap times, so it's always a good track to see. Pretty simple. You got those S's in sector 3 that makes it a little bit more difficult to overtake, but a great overtaking as you go around on the main straight, and then after turn 1, going up to that off camber hairpin there, and also going from there to into sector 3. A few good overtaking moves. We are here now on the race. We're just going to go to the onboard here and just get a bit of a view of the lights. And there we are. The lights are on. 4 red lights, and it's green, and away they go. Chazza off with a brilliant start there. Gets P1, gets him off the line here. So Murcielago also there, seems to have gone alright, gone into P2, and Chazza and Murcielago have hit, which is let Nemesis get up into P1. It's not going to, Murcielago's, Mark's not going to be too happy about that. I said Chazza, sorry, that's my bad. We have Nem and Beamer Black, we haven't seen a lot of today so far in P2. He's going for a look up through that hairpin, a little bit of contact there, but nothing too much to scream about. And Beamer Black's just taken P1. Nemesis has gone onto the grass, and Chaz is right up behind him here, 0.8. He goes through to look around the outside. Beamer just, them two have connected, and you see Chaz there just gets lifted a little bit, but nothing like what we saw at the start of this race, so that's not too bad. Nemesis is here on the outside here, trying to go around the outside. I don't think he's going to be able to do it, but if he sticks it right up behind there, he might be able to have a look into that last turn. You see Chazza getting and Nemesis there pretty well right alongside each other as they come around those fast S's as they come around. Have a look at the onboard here. They make a tiny little bit of contact there, and a little bit more contact. But Nemesis comes out on top here and is now P2, followed by Chazza. We see Murcielago and Mark are also battling it away. Go back up to the main battle here. Nemesis might try and have a look onto Beamer into this straight, if he can get close enough with that slipstream. But Beamer looks like he might be pulling away there slightly. Yeah, slowly, just ever so slightly pulling away. But Nemesis is bringing it back in, reeling him in. Don't think he's going late. He's going late under brakes, and he has made that. That was a brilliant overtake. But Beamer's going to have something to say about that, I think. And I think Beamer might try and come back. But Chaz has overtaken Beamer, and that's a beautiful move here from Chazza. He's looking at maybe taking Nemesis here as well. Beamer goes into P1, Chazza goes into P1. It's 3 wide into that turn there, and Chazza really the big winner there, as Nemesis now on the inside of Beamer, and gets past Beamer. Beamer down into P3. Beamer comes around on the trying to go around the outside of Nemesis there, but Beamer on the inside for this turn, so you'd think he will come around. You might get it, but Nemesis now is inside, and still 2 by 2 here. There's been a good few corners here. This is a really close battle. As Beamer sticks his nose in front now. Nemesis sticks his nose in front. Beamer goes. Oh, Nemesis goes wide there. We just missed that with the camera when the camera changed. As we see Beamer there going wide, and it's bringing all these guys fighting has brought Murcielago and Mark back into the fight. And so with a minute and a half left to go, it's going to take something big from Murcielago and Mark to get all the way up there. But it is still on these guys keep squabbling away. We have Murcielago here right on the back of Mark, so I'd say he's going to go for a dive bomb. He's going to go inside, outside. Beamer looks like he's trying to cover that inside, so he goes outside, breaks it really late, over breaks it, which might, oh, and Beamer and Mark connect. So Mark's now up into P3, Chaz a P1, and Nemesis P2. Great battling here. It's, so see, under less than a minute to go now, and Nemesis. If I don't know where I'd try and take Chazza, to be honest. If I was Nemesis, you got to get it done soon with only 30 seconds left on the clock. You nearly got to do it into time on the corner, but he doesn't look like he's close enough. Mark has come back from the massive upset that he Murcielago had at the start of the race here, and has gotten himself up to P3, which is a lot better than what you probably could have asked for. Seeing on how the race started. Nemesis or Mark, he won't get a look at P3, I don't think, but he should come away with won't get a look at P2, but he'll come away with P3. And so it's Chaz across the line in P1. And that was brilliant racing there. You saw Murcielago and Mark connect there in turn 1 and spin each other. Pretty big crash, but you see Mark come back, managed way up into P3 from that, and there was just great drive there from Mark. Couldn't have done much more, even if he wanted to. So we'll just have a look here. Denny's come back in the race, so see how this all unfolds. So we've got the Nürburgring Sprint now. It's a 3.62 kilometre, 11 turns, some nice sweeping bends there by the looks of it. If you're going through sector 1, looks like that. Turns 3 and 4 there look like you need to be pretty patient, but then you get a great overtaking opportunity into that what appears to be a pretty tight right hand sort of horseshoe switchback type thing there into turn 6. So we could be in for some interesting stuff here. We have Chazza on pole, followed by Murcielago. Just go here and have a look. So you got Chazza on pole, followed by Murcielago, Mark, then Denny Bin Lahar, followed by Beamer, and then Nemesis to round out the pack of 6 now. So we'll just again go onto these onboard cameras just so we can get a look at the lights. As you can see there, it's waiting for everyone to get ready now, to get ready to start racing. Alright, and we are ready to go now. We are looking here as the race syncs up. And we're going to watch from Chaz's point of view here as we get the 4 red lights, and it's away we go, green lights here, and we are going to now switch our views so we can watch everyone here. We have Chazza in first, Murcielago coming in P2, followed by Mark and Denny Bin Lahar. Mark's really squeezing Denny there, as you can see. Trying to push him onto the grass. Chazza goes wide, takes out a couple of cones. I don't know what they did to him. As Chazza and Mark and Murcielago just clash. Chazza there I'd say he's going to be pretty happy with that start there. Nemesis in P2, so he's had a brilliant start, probably the best start out of anyone to come P6, and before even getting out of the first sector, being able to Oh, we've got a spin there, and Nemesis and Denny Ibn Lahar connect, I do believe. Marks and who else is that? Chazza have had a big crash, and so that's let Beamer Black, Murcielago, and Denny Ibn Lahar to run away with this. So this is going to be a big comeback from those other three, Nemesis, Chazza and Mark, there to try and get back into this. As we see Murcielago now lining up for a move on Beamer, as Beamer goes off track. So normally I'd say Beamer would probably have to give the position up there, but they come around the last turn, and Murcielago I'd say should get it anyway, as he's pulling up alongside his side. He did get the better run from that. It's Murcielago's in P1, but Beamer just breaks a bit later, and it goes wider and takes out two more cones. So we've only got one cone standing there on that edge of that track. Just gonna go down here and have a look at these other guys now. Ooh, Murcielago had a bit of contact, Mark had a bit of contact, and Mark and Chazza had contact, and then Nemesis is being pushed off the track. But Nemesis here hits the back of Chazza, and so again these three still battling hard, still wanting to get Nemesis sets the best delta through sector 1 there, 5 seconds quicker. We go back up here to the battle for the lead, as Murcielago is still following Beamer. Can't quite get a move to stick, and they've pulled away from Denny Ibn Lahar, who's sort of in no man's land, nearly 3 seconds from the lead here. But here's the big story: is Murcielago goes, second time Beamer's outbroke himself there, and has had Murcielago this time overtake, and has all of a sudden pulled a half a second gap, which is currently extending. So we'll go back down here to Murcielago sets the fastest lap with a 1:33.47, which I don't know, seems like it's okay. We have Chazza here lining up a move on Nemesis for P4. Anyone would think that this was for P1 here, the way these three are racing. And Nemesis cuts back on the inside. Looked like a little bit of a tap on the rear wheel there. Nothing too exciting there, but just going off this racing here. As we see, Beamer is brought a couple of tenths back from that gap, and he sets the fastest sector 1 time with a 36.85. So it's pretty quick there. And Nemesis now sets the fastest sector 1 time, which was 36.83, which is only just slightly fastest. But then Mark sets an even quicker one at 36.4, and so that's pretty awesome to watch. Nemesis gets a time penalty for track limits, as well as Mark. So let's go down here and have a look at what's going on here. So you also got Murcielago, who appears to have a time penalty, from what I can tell here. So Beamer really only has to get close, and Chazza and Mark now battling, and Mark just gets the better of Chazza there. As you see, Mark's going to line up a move, I'd say, on this straight here going into turn 1. If he can get close enough, but I don't think he's going to get close enough. And as the race finishes, alright, so let's just go ahead and have a look at the timings here. So Mark's got a 1 second penalty, Nemesis has a 2 second time penalty, Murcielago's also got a second time penalty. So Beamer really should be able to, as long as he stays within a second, he's going to have him. So we have Beamer Black and Murcielago now. Chazza and Nemesis has got time penalties too. Denny Abin sets the quickest sector 3 time at a 20.629. And Beamer sets a new fastest lap at 132.322, so he's well within that second that he needed to be. And Murcielago just crossed the line to finish that race, but of course because of that time penalty, Beamer managed to win that one. So as you look at it here, Beamer comes first, 4 laps completed by everyone. Murcielago comes second, and Denny Bin Lahar comes third. So French, an Austrian and an Italian all P1, 2 and 3. So we have Nemesis here has got 4 seconds worth of time penalties, which is massive. If we look at the gaps, it didn't really make much difference to how it all finished. Okay, so now we're going on to the Le Mans Bugatti circuit in France, which should be interesting here. We've got a clear forecast. I'm pretty sure that's just how it's set, with a new racer joining the mix. Alright, so we have a 14 turn, 4.27 kilometer track here. Looks like a great overtaking, probably some great overtaking opportunities here. We've got JFD joining us for this one as well. Fairly long pit if something were to happen here, but I don't think anything will in a 5-minute race. No damage anyway. So we are all ready to start. We're gonna again go to the onboard just so we can see the lights, because it doesn't seem to show up for us. So we're gonna be able to see the lights here. Might have to go to another view just to make it a little bit clearer. So we're riding on board here with Denny Bin Lahar. Let's have a look at okay, so we have Mark and P1, Nemesis, and then followed by Denny to round out our top 3. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, and lights are green, so they are off. Denny, you saw there, may have just slightly jumped a little bit. JFD looks like he's had a pretty good start there. Murcielago and P1, JFD P2, and Nemesis P3. It's always so much going on at the start of the race, which makes it hard to follow along. And we have contact there, and we have about 4 cars going off the track. Nemesis and Mark, Beamer there, and Chazza also. Mark looks like he just did a little spin. We have Murcielago now in P1, followed by Nemesis and JFD, so that really mixed up the order here. We have Chazza, who seems to be front running a lot of the time so far this race, is down in P7. Go back up here. We got JFD now on the outside, on the inside of this turn, followed by Denny and Beamer Black. And you see he slightly goes wide there, just a touch, but now he's got to run on JFD. He'll have the inside for this turn. Last, just out brakes slightly, and JFD comes back at him on the switchback, which Nemesis is gone for another switchback. It might work. We'll just see how it all pans out for this next turn. JFD just squeezing Nemesis there, and let's see what happens. Nemesis there going around the out, and JFD just drives straight off the track, so that's really big crash, decent crash there. lucky that they were lucky not to have more damage or more happen there. Let's see what's Murcielago now, just 2 seconds up the road, so all this squabbling's really helping him out. JFD still P2, Nemesis there just following. He goes JFD off the track, and name 2 Clyde, and JFD has flipped and is now facing the other way, so that's not helping JFD out at all. Nemesis now in P2 with a bit of clear air from him down to Beamer Black. It's gonna let Nemesis. We've got Murcielago now 4 seconds up the road, which is really good for him. Let's have a look here at Chazza as he's making a run at Beamer there, trying to just make up that time from that start of the track there. We got someone going off track. That was Nemesis off track and is rejoined in behind Chazza. So Beamer now is in P2 and Chazza's in P3. Nemesis is going to have to try and chase those guys down. Don't really know what happened there. Maybe just outbroke himself or just broke traction slightly. So easy to do. Alright, so let's have a look down the field and see what's going on. Okay, Mark and Danny Bin Lahar now are having a little scrap here as they come in there to the straight. Denny there leading him. He should be okay through this corner. I don't think he's going to get dive bombed there. As we go back up, and just trying to find out who's battling here. Alright, so we have Beamer there, just going a little bit wide, sets it up for the next corner, and misses the apex, so and goes off track. So this is going to help Chaz catch up, which isn't really what Beamer's going to want. Nearly 5.5 second lead now for Murcielago. So he's just in a league of his own through this one. Denny Bin Lahar gets a time penalty for track limits. Let's have a quick look and see how much he got there. So he only got a second there, so it's nothing too bad, but you know, it's still not ideal. Have a look at Nemesis here as he's chasing down the hill. As you can see, that's just a great shot of him coming down that hill and into this sweeping turn. Chaz is catching up to the back of Beamer Black now. It's getting to the point now where Slipstream will be well and truly working in his favour. So that's really going to help him get onto the back of him and hopefully overtake. And Nemesis has a time penalty for track limits. Tracks like this, so easy to get slightly impatient and just push the envelope just that tiny little bit too far. And we see here that Murcielago sets the fastest sector in track sector 2 with a 32.5, and Mark sets the fastest sector 1 with a 37.5. So Chazza now, Murcielago's got a time penalty for track limits, quite a few of them, so it's going to be interesting here. Beamer and Chazza, can Chazza get him on the line? I don't think he's going to be able to do it, so Chazza should get P3, Beamer gets P1, Chazza P... Okay, let's have a look here. So Nemesis is in P1 by the looks of this. So let's have a look how this has happened. It's going to show us here any penalties and stuff, so this will be interesting to see. Okay, so Mark's in P1 with Nemesis in P2, because remember Nemesis got that that time penalty, followed by Beamer, then Chazza in P4. Murcielago ended up getting 10 seconds worth of time penalties, and you have JFD there coming in at P6 with a second and time penalty, and Denny was also with a second time penalty. So so not ideal for some of those guys. Murcielago is really going to want to make sure he doesn't get those come Wednesday, because they can really ruin your race and your chances of winning. But this is the Nemesis Online Racing. Again, I'm pretty sure that was the last race that they were doing for tonight or this morning, depending on where you are. This morning for me. And just have a look here, see if they end up grabbing another track or not. But you saw some great battles there and some big crashes, some flips. So that just should give you a little taste of what to expect. So I do believe that was the end of that one, so look forward to seeing you guys for the actual race. Remember, that's a couple of days from now, so got about 2 days, and should be an awesome race, so look forward to seeing you guys there. Catches.